Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Pagan Goddess Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a general collective reading for the zodiac sign of Aries for December 1st through the 7th. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late on these, but I have been exhausted. I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, plus this, and doing the cards takes a lot of energy. So, thank you for bearing with me, and it means a lot to me, you know. So, and I love all your comments, and thank you for all the subscriptions and all the nice things that you say. So, let's get through with the legal things. If you're under age 18, you're not supposed to be on my site. For one, these cards have full frontal nudity, although there's no sexual content. You still, and besides, if you're 18, if you're under 18, you shouldn't be watching tarot anyways. That being out of the way, let's, again, this is, it's a smaller general collective, but it is a general collective nonetheless. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest, and if you feel like a few days, weeks, months, years later, that this reading is resonating with you, then please feel free to come back to the channel and I keep saying re-watch the videos. You're more than welcome to do that. I will be getting on some place where I'm going to be able to do extendeds and possibly do a subscription kind of thing where you can have access to extendeds and other things. I'm still in the process of working on things. I'm kind of slow and meticulous, but you know, and I'm also very technically challenged. So bear with me on that. If you like the channel, please hit like, subscribe, and share. Okay? You wouldn't believe it helps the channel grow exponentially. So the first card I'm going excuse me, the first card I'm going to pull is from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Okay. And I do, again, I do pre-shuffle all my cards so that we do not have to sit here and listen to me shuffle all night. Okay, and the first card out is Cow Spirit. And it says, the miracles are endless. All right. I use these cards because they're oracle cards and they're very powerful in their own right, but they also use them in conjunction with the tarot cards. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but they do work together. So I'm going to pull two Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. Okay. And then I'll do the spread. Okay. So the first card is Autumn, and it's telling you to release the old and rest. So whatever the past is, whatever doesn't serve you anymore, just let it go. Let it go. Whatever hurts, pains, angers, just let it go. Rest, reflect, and, you know, move on. We all have situations, and it's so much easier to sit here and say to do that, you know. I mean, I go through that myself, and, you know, I know it's a lot harder than it sounds, but because I tell myself that. So the second Angels and Ancestors is the High Priestess, and it's telling you to harness your mystic power. So I think whatever it is that you're holding on to, you need to release that, heal, so that you can harness this power, so that you can manifest whatever it is that you need to, or whatever you're drawn to, whatever your calling in life is. That could be anything. Okay. Now, this is the tarot portion. I do a 5 cards, a 5 position spread. It starts with the past, present, future, Spirit's advice, and then the most probable outcome if you follow Spirit's advice. I'll clarify those, and then I'll pull some angels, archangel cards, and see if there's any more messages. Wow, that's a rough one right off the bat. Okay, keep in mind this is the past. This is death. Death is not going to say never, but I'm going to say highly improbable that it's a physical death. This is the equalizer card. You see the flame, the eternal flame. The king is the one who's lying naked and dead at death's feet, because the king has always been the highest in the land, but he's not. He's equal. The young child was spared, the one that gives the flowers. The woman that supplicates herself to death is probably spared. Okay? You see the cauldron of life. That cauldron is Brigitte's cauldron. That's the cauldron of life. There's abundance there. It's not that there's abundance because of the death. It's just that it equalizes everybody. In Spirit's eyes, nobody's better than anybody. You vibrate at different levels, but that doesn't make you better than anybody else. And this will equalize it. This is also, death is transformation. So what you do is you close a cycle, and sometimes we call it the I'm not going to go there. Anyways, back here though, you see the dawn? The dawn is coming. So whatever this is a transformation. You went through a massive transformation, okay? And it was not easy. It was not easy. But after death, there's always rebirth. Even in literal death, there's always rebirth. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to be reborn physically, but spiritually you will, because you're going into a different space. Okay? So, and you were able to do the transformation, because right now you are in the process of walking away from something. Okay? You are literally in an eclipse, and there's an eclipse coming up, so this may resonate. It may have significance to you, and it may not. If you look underneath the eclipse, those three ships are the ships of the Three of Wands when the ships are coming in. This is somebody that left the 8 cauldrons on the beach. The cauldrons are full, but they may be full of salt water and of no use to the person that's walking away. But the walking away is usually to rest and reflect, which comes back to this one, Autumn card. It's telling you to release the old and rest. Okay, Merlin used to do this after he did a lot of magic, or he would go on one of his adventures. He would have to, so he could rest. He would reflect on what he needed to do, what he did. Druids did it. They would go into periods of hibernation, for want of a better word. And it's a dark period. It's where this is a very dark period, and it's where you go to reflect and find your light, because you have a purpose. You have a rebirth. There is a purpose to your life. There's a purpose to everybody's life. Okay, so in the future, okay, it shows that you're guarded. See, she's sitting on that beach. She's balanced. She's fine. She's balanced. But her arms are crossed over her heart. I'm trying to show you, and you can't see me on the video. Sorry. And that's all right. She could stay there for a while, because once you come out of this, after you come out of the death and the transformation and the rebirth, this is the part of the transformation, is the cauldrons. That's where you go rest and reflect. It's where you find your star. It's where you find your center. It's where you find your balance. Okay, and you can stay here for a little while, but you can't stay here forever, because your heart is closed. You're very guarded. you can't see, and the tide's coming in. So you can stay there for a little while to rest and reflect, but you are going to have to make a move at some point. You can't just stay in that energy. All right. So what is Spirit's advice? Spirit's advice is telling you you're being the Five of Cups right now. And, or in this case, I'm sorry, it's cauldrons in this deck. So what has happened is you have some cups. You have had gifts or something in your past that it was spilled. You can't get it back. It's irretrievable. It's spilled into the ground. It's absorbed. It'll be recycled through, the processes of the earth, where it waters something or whatever. I'm not getting into that right now. I don't have a lot of time. So, but there's abundance. There's these blessings that are behind you, and you're so busy mourning this that you can't see what's behind you. You have abundance beside you. You have Spirit throwing things across the river of life, a rainbow, a plethora. And that rainbow is probably it's the Seven of Cups, where you have all kinds of options, but you can't see them clearly because you haven't released and gone through the grieving process. So you really need to do that. And that's what they're telling you. You have no idea what's standing behind you, the blessings that are behind you. And trust me, I went through that energy for a very long time. It was very hard. Okay? And this is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is sometimes called the spy card, but I don't think that's your future. I think that in this card, you're maybe a little bit more open, but you're still guarded. Okay, you're kind of like seeing the light because you're not here anymore. So obviously you've turned around, but you're like, okay, what am I seeing? But what's coming for you is the King of Pentacles. Okay, and this is somebody that's wealthy and abundant, but they're smart and they're meticulous. They built this. They didn't just, inherit it or go swipe it or whatnot. They built this, their empire, so to speak. Okay? So let's get some clarifiers on this and let's see where we're going with them. Just please clarify death for Aries. Please clarify death. Please clarify the death card for Aries. Come on. Yeah. Again, we see the Five of Cups. You're in transformation, but you have to release. And again, you're going back to this. You have to release those old patterns, because what's trying to come in for you is this cow spirit, and it's telling you the miracles are endless, but they're not endless if you're on your knees crying over spilt milk, so to speak, because that is a cow. Sorry, couldn't resist the pun. And you have to harness this power, and you can't do that in that Five of Cups energy. Okay? So, that's the clarifier for that. You have to come out of that energy. And it's time. Sometimes we don't know that it's time, or we don't feel it's time, but sometimes Spirit kind of, like the mother maybe nudge the cub out of the den or whatever. That type of energy. You don't think it's time, but it is. Okay? You have to gain clarity. You have to gain clarity. This is an abundance of clarity. And it's peace. If you open yourself up to this energy, this Swords energy, where you get peace. This is also the Arthurian principles of, Knights of the Round Table, integrity, blah, blah, blah. So, but I think that once you open yourself up to this knowledge, which is probably in one of these cups behind you, that is one of the gifts from Spirit. You will have clarity, and it will give you peace. That dove is the peace sign. Okay, I think you'll get peace if you open yourself up to what Spirit's trying to show you. All right, because once you go, I'm sorry, sometimes it takes a minute to listen to everything they're saying. Okay, once you go and you walk away, you see these 3 ships that are in the background. Those ships are coming in. Okay, and this is how you're going to rest and reflect, and then you're going to figure out how you're going to move forward. Because this 3 of Pentacles is not just building something. This is a mastery. This is a master craftsman. This is something that when you build it, it's going to be amazing. This isn't just a little trade. This is a life's work. And I think once you begin that work, this is the 4 of Cups. Okay, and I think maybe that 2nd cup that's sitting there, because we just subtracted 1 cup from the 5 of Cups, and here's the 4 of Cups. You may be so intent on learning how to master this, like you look at the expression on that face. It's like there's a cup in front of me. How long's that been there? You know, you're so intent and so focused on this mastery that you don't even see that 2nd cup coming in. Okay. And of course, you know, you've been hurt in the past, so you would be guarded. All right. And that was why you went into the walking away card, because you needed to go into Hermit. And when you went into Hermit, you found your guiding star. You found your North Star. You found that guiding light, that star. That star is your wish fulfillment. And you're mastering that ability. You're harnessing, and again, you are harnessing. The miracles are everywhere. Okay? The miracles are endless. After you release and rest. Okay, if you've been through hell, you need to rest. I just started this video with that. I needed rest. I was just exhausted. Okay, and then you come in here with this power. You harness that power. Okay, and at the feet of that hermit is the snake, which is a fertility sign, which beware, that could be a pregnancy, but this is it can also be building something, creating something. It's creation. Okay, and that was also a Celtic symbol for fertility. Okay. And you know, you're looking back with regret. You're looking back at those 2 swords, but you won't look back. Okay, and you can look back with regret. That's all right. Everybody has regrets. Yeah, we can't fix it. Sometimes we can't apologize. Sometimes people pass. Whatever the situation is. But don't make the same mistake, because here you can look back. You're looking back at the past, which is what you're doing here. But if you would look back here, you would find the gifts. Does that make sense? Okay. And the abundance, because the boar would have been a very abundant symbol in Celtic. And this is a passionate new beginning. And again, these are gifts. That's 2 aces that you've already been given. You're just not seeing them. The 2 cups. That's your 2 cups. Those are your gifts. You have the potential for that clarity, and you have the potential for that. But you cannot be in the 9 of Swords. The Nine of Swords is just mental anguish. It's horrible energy. I've been there, and I feel you. You can live with the 10. Okay, the 10 of Swords. Because see the light of the dawn? And again, you got the light of the dawn coming here. Here's your death. There's your death. There's your transformation. Okay? Oops, dropped my card. And you learned a lot of hard lessons. But you can't stay in this mental anguish. You have to move on. Because you're not going to get this with this, okay? And this communication is, this is, it's not the spy card here. I don't feel, I mean, it could be, you know, that could be relevant for somebody, but I don't think so. This is the Page of Swords. This is somebody that's guarded, but it's still communication. So listen to this communication, because you have a massive communication coming in with this. And this is a good communication, but you can't be so guarded that you block it out. Okay? Because that's where you are with you've got to finish your transformation, I think is what Spirit's trying to tell you. Because you've got a lot of power coming into you, and unless you release the old and rest and try and believe and truly believe this, that the cow spirit, that the miracles are endless, you're going to be stuck. You have to harness that energy. Okay? What an amazing read. You have to really harness that energy. You have to trust that Spirit's got you. You know? And look, this walking away. You see how 3 of the cups are overturned? But you're missing the fact that there's 5 more there. And it's okay. You can walk away. So, but you did walk away. That's what you did over here. And now it's telling you to look. It's communicating to you to look. You know. It's got something to do with this full moon. But that King of Shields, he's very, very abundant. Not just in money, in resources, in his empire. And that's being clarified by the Empress. So that could be your Empress coming in. It is definitely the Queen of Cups. So don't be so guarded, because the Empress is abundance. And this Queen of Cups is love and gentleness and kindness. And if you're guarded, you can not only hurt yourself, but you can change her dynamic. Okay? So I think it's telling you to go, but you got to get out of that 9. You got to get out of that mental anguish. So let's get a couple Archangel Oracle cards. I think I went late again, but you know, it just happens. All right. Yeah. So and it's not saying that you have to go through the grieving process, okay? And it's comfort. Archangel Azrael, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Okay. Oops. And one more. Please, another card. Please guide my hands. Archangels, please guide my hands. Please guide my hands. It's a beloved one. Archangel Shamuel, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So this looks like you have a soulmate coming in. And the bottom of the deck is Archangel Raziel, and it says, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken you fully so you can see and clearly, so you can awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Okay, which I am assuming is going to be, this is going to be one person. The Empress. And the energy of the Queen of Cups. All right. I hope you liked it. So I do think that you need to start opening up. I think somebody is close to communicating with you. And this should be during the first week of December. And just trust in the angels, trust in yourself, rest, and the healing comes when you rest. Okay? And thank you for watching the videos. I hope you enjoy them. If you do, please hit like, subscribe, and share. You have a great evening, and I'm sorry this one went so long, but sometimes they just get intense. You have a great night, and I hope everything works out for you.